Hello dears, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Limenza Oluchi, and in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how you can draft and sew this cowl neck straight cut gown. It has a half length on it, so if this is something that you're going to be interested in learning how to do, then I'd like you to keep watching this video. So here I'm just going to lay out the materials I need for this tutorial. So first is a lightweight scuba fabric that I used for the upper part of this gown. And here is a thick weight scuba fabric that I use for the lower part of this gown. Please, you can go ahead and use whatever fabric you deem fit, but make sure that whatever fabric that you're using on, especially for the upper part of a cowl neck, is a lightweight fabric. That's why I went for the lightweight scuba. Okay, so here are all the things I need to draft with. You can see my tape, my pattern master, masking tape, pin, chalk, scissors, and what have you. So here is a skirt pattern for this tutorial. A basic skirt, and this is also a basic upper bodice. If you do not already know how to, just use your normal regular basic bodice. Okay, if you do not know how to draft this, I'm going to be linking this to this video. I'm going to be linking it to this video, a tutorial of where I did a basic skirt and a basic top, so that you can just go there and watch and come and do yours. So here I'm trying to check for where my slash is going to end. This is the upper front bodice, so my slash is going to end 1 inch after my bust point. That's from my shoulder to my nipple. Okay, that's where I want it to end. Yours can go further than that, or it can even come higher than that. So I've marked the line. Then on my shoulder, I'm going to be dividing my shoulder into 3 equal halves. Okay, and these 3 equal halves is the line that I'm going to be using to slash this cowl, to get to slash and get my drapes for the cowl that will form the cowl neckline. All right, so once I was on doing that, I'm using my pencil to just like sketch a line. I didn't want to go with my marker first, because with marker, once you make a mistake, there's nothing you can do about it, but with pencil I can clean off. So here I'm just sketching a line through it. Yeah, and I'm going to also bring in my pattern master to make the line even more visible before I bring in my marker. There are no specific lines that I used for this slash apart from the shoulder that I divided into 3 equal halves. I just curved my line. There are no specific. I know you might be asking, okay, there are no specific lines. Okay, I didn't use any specific line. I just curved to wherever. If you even look at the video very well, you see that I didn't use specific lines. They are not equal. I just curved. I think it really doesn't matter eventually. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to use my scissors and just cut this through. Now watch what I'm doing. I'm cutting through, but I'm making sure that I am not cutting through, like I'm not cutting entirely through to the shoulder and the armhole, right? Okay, I'm cutting very close, like closely to the end of it, but I'm not cutting through it. They're two different things, because you still want your pattern to be together. You don't want it separated while you are slashing your pattern to create our drapes for the cowl neck. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So the next thing for me to do here is to just bring in another pattern paper so that I can slash this properly and get my drapes. So I'm putting this on another pattern paper. Notice what I'm doing. At the very end of it, I am placing the center part, the end center part of this top. I'm placing, can you see what I'm doing? And I'm making sure that I'm not keep placing this on a straight line. I'm kind of keeping it on an like an angle 90 sort of. Yeah, it's in a slanted form a bit. Just watch the paper. I don't know how to really explain this in clear terms, but just watch the paper and see what I did there. You can see it's not on a straight line. It's not on a straight line at all. So this is what helps you form the drapes that you want for your front. You want to have quite a volume on that area to be able to form that slash. that drape, sorry. So here I'm just slashing and spreading. I first went in with my pins to pin it down before I now came in with my masking tape, because you know when you use your masking tape and you're taking out, sometimes it tears it off or something. So for the slash here, I am not specifically using any slash. But one thing you must note with this is that the more you want the drape, the more you slash, the more drapes you have. Okay, the more you slash this, the more drapes you have. You can slash as much as you want, the more drapes you have. Okay, so this here, I just, once I got what I needed, I just went ahead to cut out, because that paper was really stressing my life out. So I just had to reduce it in a way that I'm comfortable to work with. Okay, so I'm using my masking tape to secure this properly. I'm using my masking tape to secure it properly before I can cut. Please take note. There are no specific slash. I kind of just feel that at the end of the day, when it drapes on your shoulder, it's not showing, okay, here is 3 inches, here is 4 inches. It just looks the same. The most important thing is to have the drapes. So I'm bringing in my ruler at this point, and from my shoulder, I'm going to be drawing a straight line. Just a straight line, nothing else. After I slashed the spread, a straight line like so, and I'm going to cut through. So once I was done doing that, that's it. We have our cowl top, or cowl neck, or cowl whatever. Okay, so this is eventually what it looks like at this point. You can see it's quite simple, very simple. Two things to note is just that the more you slash, the more you have your drapes and all what have you. And then the way I placed it on the next pattern paper. So here is the fabric that I want to work with, the lightweight scuba that I got. So as you can see here, what I did was the pattern, I folded this into two, right? And then the pattern, the center point of my pattern, I make sure it is on the center part of my fabric. All right, the center folded part is not open, it's folded. So that's what I made sure I did. And I'm going ahead to just pin it right now. And once I was done pinning, there's nothing else but just to bring in my scissors and cut through these lines. I like to really take my time to pin my pattern on my fabric, because I don't want it. I think you should do the same also, because I hate when I'm cutting it and it's moving all the way in different directions. I don't like it at all. So guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel at this point, I think this is a good time for you to hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel, so that you're going to be notified every single time that I upload a video. You're going to just be notified. YouTube will notify you immediately when I upload a new video. I was away for some time. I'm really sorry about that, guys, but now I'm back, and hopefully I am going to be posting more and more videos as often as I'm able to. Okay, so I'm just cutting through. You can see, so we have this now. So next I'm going to show you all the things that I have cut out for this. All right, so I want to show you guys what this already looks like even before we've sewn it. So that's how I'm pinning this. I want to show you guys what it looks like. You will see that the drapes are already there. The drapes that form that cowl, they are already there. So this is what can you see what it looks like? So I'm going to bring it together, you know, like this, as it is supposed to be on my body. You can see the drapes, right? That's why it's good to use a lightweight fabric. Don't use a thick kind of fabric for a cowl neck. It's not going to drape at all. The fabric is one of the contributing factors to how much your drape, you know, is going to dangle and give you all that cowl, you know. So I placed it with my back. I wanted you guys to see this clearly and understand it better. So this is what it looks like. This is what it's going to look like on my, I think it's going to even drape more on my body. You know, it's just on a table. So on my body, I think it's going to drape even more. So here is a skirt part of this pattern. Like I said, if you do not know how to draft your basic bodice, I'm going to try to link to put the link in the description box of this video, so that you can just go ahead and watch it and see how I usually draft the lower part of my gown, so that you can go ahead and do the same for the upper part. I have a video on how to draft your upper parts. Okay. All right, guys, so I've gone ahead to cut it out and I've notched the notchables, and here I'm going to be deciding where I want my slit to end at the back, and I want it to be 1 inch after my knee. My knee is 20, and so I'm using a 21. I usually do not like my slits too open. I'm a very conservative person, so I like my slits where it should be, like, yeah, in a way that it is decent. So these are all the things that I need. So this is the back part of this gown that I'm making, the back upper part, and I'm going to go ahead here now to insert my darts on the back. Okay, so here I'm just going to go ahead to mark my zipper allowance. I'm trying so hard to not make this chalk too thick so that it's easy for me to wash it when I am washing. Okay, and if I use a white chalk, you guys are not going to see what I am doing. So once I was on doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to go up by 1 inch on my center back. I'm going up by 1 inch because I want to cut out any bulk excess at the back so that my zipper is flat. So I am going to be connecting using my ruler. I'm going to be connecting that 1 inch to my original measurement, not the allowance. Can you see what I did there? And I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So when you do this, if you watched the beginning of this video, you can see how my zipper is laying so flat at the back. This is the reason why. So here I am just going to mark my dart on this bodice. So what I did was from my center back, I marked my 4 inches. That's my bust span divided by 2 plus half. Okay, so the length of my dart for the back usually ends on my chest line. That's my armhole line. All right, so I'm connecting that into a straight line, and I'm opening up on the two sides by 1/2 inch, and I'll use my ruler to just connect it so that I can create my dart leg, my dart lines to sew on. So the same thing I did here, I'll just go ahead and I will do it on the other side. I'll do it on the other side of this bodice. So I'm unpinning the back because I also want to transfer these darts to that place. Okay, so here, just like I did there, I'm doing the same thing. My bust span plus 1 inch for my zipper allowance, making it 5. All right, 1 inch for my zipper allowance, then my bust span divided by 2. My bust span is 7 inches. When you divide by 2, you have 3.5 plus half for stitching. When you open up on each side by half, those halves, all right? So that's why it's 4 inches. So the length for the down part of my skirts are usually 6 inches. Whatever is the length that you use for yours, just go ahead and do, what works for you. It could be 4, it could be 5, whatever. Just go ahead and do that. Mine is 6 and it works perfectly for me. So I am drawing my dart lines at this point, and what I have on the other side, I'm going to transfer to this side. Then this is the upper part, which is my cowl side. There are so many ways to finish off the neckline for a cowl. First, you can face it. Okay, you can face it, and you can add facing all the way to maybe the armhole area or something to cover it up, or you can fold like I'm doing, like a rolled hem. You can fold, you can bias the tip. There's so many ways that you can just close it. But for this tutorial, because this fabric does not frill, all right, it does not frill at all, I'm going to be using this pinkish hair scissors. It's a zigzag scissors. So when I cut now, it's going to give me like a zigzag kind of shape. I got this in the open market. I think I got it in Aba. Yeah, when I traveled to Aba, I got it in an open market. I can't quite remember how much. It's been a while. It's over 2 years now, okay, or 3 years. So I can't quite remember how much. So this is what it looks like. Can you see what the edges look like? Those tiny notched looking kind of thing. Okay, so here on the back, I have gone ahead to sew this. I've gone ahead to sew my darts. So next thing I'm going to be doing is to go and iron it down. But before I iron it down, I'm going to be joining it to the down part, because I've already gone ahead to sew the dart for the down part. So I'm going to be joining it to it. All right, I will join it to it before I go ahead and iron everything, so that I'm able to also open press the lines that I have joined also. Okay, so here is what the down part looks like, and this is the zipper I'm going to be using for this gown. So I will bring in, at this point now, I'm going to be bringing in the upper part of the back, and I'm going to be aligning each one with the other. The zipper will be facing the zipper will be on the zipper side, okay? And you make sure you align your darts, please guys. This is so important. I've seen people, like I've seen dresses that people wear, and you find out that the darts, one is, you know, like half inch, 1 inch apart from each other. Please, after watching this video, make sure you don't make that mistake again. For every time you want to sew your darts, especially any dress that has a half length, please make sure that you align your darts. These are some of the very simple things that make your outfit stand out. Okay, you know, make it, when you align your darts, you iron properly. As you sew, you iron. Do you get? So these simple things just makes your clothes, after your garment, after you're done making it, makes it really look nice. So the way I pinned the other side, I'm still going ahead to pin this side, and I'm also going to pin the front part of this, the front lower bodies and the front upper bodies. I'm going to pin them together, right? I'm going to just match up the center points, pin them together, and I'll take them to the sewing machine, and I will go ahead and I'll sew it. So I've gone ahead to sew it, and I've also gone ahead to iron it here. I've pressed and I've open pressed everything. You can see that I've open pressed it, so I have a neat, it's neat, it's looking really neat. So I've open pressed it. The same thing I did for this side. I've also gone ahead to join the back side together, and I've also open pressed it. Okay, making sure that my darts align. So there's something else I already did also. Next thing I did was for my half length, I measured 9 inches. So I left it open. This is for my zipper. I left it open, and from that 9 inches, I kept sewing by the 1 inch for my zipper allowance. Okay, I kept sewing it all the way to where I wanted my slit to end. My slit ended at 21 from the half length. And after I did that, I just also, you can see that I went ahead to also open press it. Yeah, I also open pressed it, and I added hem gum. I used hem gum to finish off the slit area. So later on, I'm going to just use a needle to just tack, you know, do like some tackings. I don't want to sew on it. I don't want any lines. You can go ahead and sew. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There are some designs that I also sew, but for this one, I just want it as English as possible. So yeah, that's it. So this is what it next is, for me to add my zipper. Okay, the front part is facing me, and then I'm flipping over so that I can put my zipper and pin. But when I wanted to do this, I just remembered, oh, I've not even added I've not cut out my facing for this, and once I add my zipper, it will be difficult for me to actually add to be able to cut that facing. So I had to just leave this part and then just bring in my leftover fabric for the upper part of this gown so that I can cut my facing. I also have a video. I didn't want this video to be so long because I kind of feel that this gown is quite a simple gown. The major thing there is how to achieve that cowl front neckline. Okay, so that's why most of the things I'm going to be linking them in the description box. I also have a video of how you can cut a facing and even sew it, just in case you are not very familiar with it. But I just feel that anybody who already sews should be familiar with this. Okay, and you can also use a bias, right? You can use a bias to finish up this neckline. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with using a bias, but I love to use facing. I want to use facing, so I've placed it, and I'm cutting following the shape of my neckline. I'm going to cut through into the shoulder area, and I'm going to quickly go ahead and notch. I don't miss this, so that when I'm sewing, I'm not confused, and I go and use what I'm supposed to put on the zipper area and put on the shoulder, and thereby making my facing look funny. No, I'm not going to do that. So I usually will notch, and then I'm just going to mark like 2.5 inches or 3 inches or even 3.5, depending on how much your fabric is able to accommodate. right? Just make sure that it's at least more than it's at least about 2.5 inches. Okay, so I will just create, like, following the shape of the neckline. I will just keep marking, and I will just create like a rounded, shape, like what you see me doing. So once I was done doing that, this is what I have. This is just what it looks like. You can see I already know where I'm going to place on my zipper area and what have you. So I'm going to put this aside now. Then I'm going to pin my zipper to the back side of this gown. I don't know, guys. My voice is a bit cranky. Sorry, my voice is a bit cranky, and I don't even know what caused this. Maybe because this is early morning. I'm just waking up. I don't know. So when I pinned this down, so after I've pinned it down, I went ahead to sew it, and after I sewed it, I then as it is like this, I then laid my facing on top of it, like so. Like as it's laying now, lay my facing, and then I sewed my facing and also sewed it into the zipper area. So I've gone ahead to do all of that. I think I'm also going to make a video on how to perfectly insert a zip on a stretchy fabric, because it's quite a lot of work, and I use some techniques to do that. Please, so if you're going to be interested in that, let me know in the comment section so that I'll know whether to do a video or not. Okay, so I went ahead to cut the bulky, excess fabrics kind of, and I notched all of it. I gave like notches so that it makes it really flat and easy for me to turn over. So this is what it is looking like. Nothing serious is happening here. Just the facing, and you get it. So there's nothing really serious going on there. So you can see, guys, please, like I said, like I was mentioning, if you watch my own, you will see my darts are aligning. Even my zipper is aligning at the back. Just look carefully. I didn't remember, I would have brought the camera really close. But can you see what it looks like? They are all aligning. Please and please, in the name of the Lord. I feel like prophesying. Please just make sure that you try to make these things align. That's what makes your work stand out. Trust me. So I'm going to go and sew my shoulder before I come back to insert my measurements. So you can see I placed right side facing each other, then I placed the shoulder, and I'm flipping the facing over. I'm flipping the facing over to it. I'm flipping the facing over, and I will go ahead to sew it. You can pin down and go and sew, or you can just go ahead and sew. All right, there's no much deal. Then I will just, when I'm done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is just to pin this all the way till the down part so that I can come and insert my measurement. I have done all of that. I've sewn my shoulder. I have pinned together. Guys, see, I had a bit of allowance coming out, I think from the front side, which I went ahead to trim out after I was done pinning. So here I'm inserting my, sorry guys, I'm inserting my measurement, and what I'm doing is my bust divided by 2. I inserted, my bust is 35, I divided by 2, that's 17.5. My hip is 38, I divided by 2, I inserted. My waist is 28, I divided by 2, I inserted. But one thing I ended up doing eventually was I kept, because this fabric is stretchy, I kept taking out 1 inch from the original measurement. Say for instance, after I had divided, or say for instance, as my hip, my bust is at 35, I did 35 divided by 2, which gave me 17.5. I took out 1, and what I inserted here was 16.5. I did the same thing for the waist area, and I did it on the hip area, but I didn't do it on the knee area because I want my knee free. I want to be able to walk. So that's what I did, and you can see I'm inserting all of that measurement. And once I was done doing that, I would just go ahead and sew this together, and hula, this is what it looks like. The sleeveless, this is what it looks like. Okay, I ended up adding a sleeve to mine because why not? I mean, where am I going to wear this to if not church? And I can't wear a sleeveless to church, so I ended up adding a sleeve to mine. It's a structured sleeve, and I made a tutorial on about the sleeve. So you can watch my next video to see it. So thank you so much guys for watching my video. I really do appreciate. You can see how sleek the back looks, super flat and sleek. Okay, that's the effect of the 1 inch I went up by. So thank you for seeing my video. I really appreciate. If you've not subscribed yet at this point, please hit on that subscribe button so that YouTube is going to notify you every single time that I upload a video. Hello, don't you love this? Like, this is looking super classic. Thank you guys. Bye.